Today, today we are reciting and discussing from Brahma-saṁhitā, verse number 49. I'll read the verse. Bhasvan yadasma sagaleshu nijeshu tejaha sviyam kiyat prakadayatyapi tattva tatra brahmaya esa jagatanda vidhana karta govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Translation Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, from whom the separated subjective portion Brahma receives his power for the regulation of the mundane world. Just as the sun manifests some portion of his own light in all the effulgent gems that bear the names of Suryakanta. It's a small purport, so I'll read it off. Brahma are of two types. In certain kalpas, when the potency of the Supreme Lord infuses himself in an eligible jiva, the latter acts in the office of Brahma and creates the universe. In other kalpas, when no eligible jiva is available, after the Brahma previous kalpa is liberated, Krishna, by the process of allotment of his own potency, creates the Brahma, who has the nature of the Avtara, of the divinity, of the active principle, mundane nature of the divinity in the active mundane principle. By principle, Brahma is superior to ordinary jivas, but not direct divinity. The divine nature is present in a greater measure in Shambhu than in Brahma. The fundamental significance of the above is that the aggregate of 50 attributes belonging to Jiva are present in a fuller measure in Brahma, who possesses in a lesser degree 5 more attributes which are not found in Jivas. But in Shambhu, both the 50 attributes of Jivas as also the 5 additional attributes found in Brahma are present in even greater measure than Brahma. Hare Krishna. Moham karoti vachalam pangam naledi kripalam am Śrī Brahma-saṁhitā Paramanandamatam Śrī Chaitanya Ishvara. So here he says that Bhasvan yadasma sagaleshu nijeshute sviyam kiyat prakadayatyapi tattva tatra brahmaya esa jagadanda vidhana karta govindamadi purusham am bhajami. So there are two types of Brahma as per this verse. One Brahma is one where in certain kalpas the Lord gives the part of the potency of himself to an eligible jiva. The latter acts as in the office of Brahma and creates the universe. That means the Lord empowers a qualified jiva for this purpose of creating the universe, and that Brahma creates the universe. In certain kalpas, when there is no qualified jiva is available from the material universe, after the Brahma of previous kalpa is liberated, Lord Krishna, by the process of giving his own potency, part of his potency, creates a Brahma who has the nature of the Avatara. That means the Lord takes the part of an incarnation, that is what we call for creation, maintenance, sustenance, Guna Avataras. The Lord takes that position, and then he acts in the mundane principle of Rajaguna, but the Lord is not affected by that principle in that one. That is, the Lord takes the position of Brahma. So this divine nature is present in a greater measure in Shambhu than Brahma. Brahma is not divinity. So these are two types of Brahma. One example that is given in this Sloka is that about Suryakanta. The Suryakanta is a gem that manifests some portion of the light of the sun. That means sun has its effulgence of light and heat. But the Suryakanta is a gem which manifests some portion of that quality of sun, and it's just like a representative of the sun, but it's not compared to sun. Similarly, Brahma has a part of the power of the personality of Godhead, but he is not equal to Krishna. Brahma receives his power for the regulation of the mundane world from Krishna. So here Lord Brahma says that I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, from whom I receive that power for creation. So this is one example. Now, Srila Vishnu Thakura gives a commentary in his thing of Brahma-saṁhitā. He says there are 3 types of personalities who can become a Brahma. One can be a super karmi, one can be a super jnani, and one can be a super devotee also. Now, when it comes to a super karmi, he says that if one has performed perfectly grihasthasrama of the varnasrama system, for $100, then he can become qualified to become a Brahma. He becomes eligible to enter Satyaloka and he becomes qualified to become a Brahma. But he is not liberated, but becomes eligible to enter Brahmaloka. A jiva who is perfectly situated 100 lifetimes, either as a devotee or even as a jnani. Many times jnanis also speculate for hundreds and hundreds of births. But even if they have achieved some sort of perfection, such type of personalities also can become a Brahma. And then a devotee. Now, one might think, how come a devotee can become a Brahma if he is qualified? Now, many times, 100 times, he might have performed, practiced devotional service to the Supreme Lord, but still he has not crossed over a stage whereby he thinks himself to be independent. That means all these three personalities, they think themselves to be independent of the Supreme Lord, Krishna. So that is why they come and take the position of Brahma. So when there is no jiva, the Lord takes, sometimes when there is no such a qualified jiva, the Lord takes the position of a jiva, and it's said that even a Shakti Avastar can become Brahma because they think they are independent and they become eligible to become Brahma. Now, it is not necessary that the Brahma has to come from the navel of Garbhodakasa Vishnu, but they can also be born from fire, water, or any other element. That is what is described by Srila Jiva Goswami. But by principle, Brahma is superior to ordinary jivas, but he is not the complete divinity. Now, one principle that is mentioned is that there are a total of 50 attributes that ordinary jivas have to a very partial extent. And but these 50 attributes are fully manifest in Brahma, who possesses these to a lesser, and apart from these 50 qualities, Brahma has got 5 more attributes, which are manifest to a lesser degree compared to Lord Shiva. That means Brahma has 55, and of which 50 are full, 5 are also full, 55, but 50 are full and 5 are manifest partially in Brahma, but manifest fully in Lord Shiva. So this is how these attributes are found in Brahma. But in Shambhu, that is Lord Shiva, 50 attributes of Jivas plus the 5 attributes of Lord Brahma are present in full, but he has got 5 qualities which are lesser than Lord Narayana. So he has got 55 in full. Lord Narayana has got 60 in full, and Lord Krishna has got 64 in full. In teachings of Lord Chaitanya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained this particular characteristic. He says, these 50 qualities or characteristics are fragmentally present in every living entity. When they are completely spiritually free and situated in their original conditions, all these manifest qualities can be perceived in human life in a minute quantity. That means if one becomes free completely materially, and he is freely situated in his original spiritual platform, then a human being can perceive these qualities in a minute quantity. That's what I mentioned, minute quantity. In Krishna, however, they exist in totality. There are 5 other transcendent qualities which can be seen in Vishnu, the Supreme Lord, and partially in Lord Shiva, but they are also not visible in ordinary living entities. So these characteristics also, it is mentioned, he is always situated in his original condition. He is omniscient, he is evergreen and always fresh. He is eternally blissful. He is conversant and he is the master of all perfection. These 5 qualities that Vishnu has got are not seen in jivas, but they are perceived in Lord Narayana, where Narayana is a primary predominating deity. And Narayana has got 60 qualities, and the last 5 qualities are: he has inconceivable qualities. He is able to sustain innumerable universes. He is the seed of all incarnation. He grants the highest perfection even to those enemies whom he kills. He is the most attractive of self-realized persons. So these are 5 extra qualities that Narayana has got, and Krishna has got 4 more qualities. I can mention that also. He is able to manifest wonderful pastimes. That is, he's a Leela avatar, and uh, he performs wonderful pastimes. He is expert at transcendental flute playing. He is surrounded by loving devotees, and he possesses unparalleled personal beauty. So that means Brahma actually has got 55 qualities. Jivas have got 50 qualities in partial. They realize it when they are spiritually placed and become free from material conditioning. Lord Shiva has got 55 in full, and 60 is manifest in Narayana and 4 in Krishna. Now, as far as our Brahma is concerned, it is mentioned that Brahma engineers this material universe. He established the Brahma Madhava Gaudiya Sampradaya. He also, Brahma, being the creator of the universe, he also becomes a guru for a genuine seeker of the absolute truth. So, uh, whoever is interested in seeking the absolute truth in reality, he also prays to Brahma to show me the path. And to such personalities, such people, Brahma becomes a guru himself, and he guides them through the Brahma Madhava Gaudiya Sampradaya to Lord Vishnu. And Brahma generally considers himself, many times it is said that Brahma considers himself to be the Supreme Lord himself. That's why they get the role of playing the role of Brahma. Now, if we see here, Brahma played the Brahma Vimohan Lila, and finally regretted by offering prayers. But in Brihad Bhagavatamrita, there is a mention as to how when Narad Muni went to interact with Brahma, it is mentioned Narad Muni entered Satyaloka and he saw Lord Brahma. And he glorified Lord Brahma by stating that he is Keshava himself. But Brahma became agitated and said that he is not Keshava. And he has not received even a part of Keshava's mercy. He said that I pray for my own liberation at the time of my planet's destruction. That means Brahma also prays for his own liberation and at the time of the total annihilation. And then he confirms that only bhakti pleases Krishna, and I don't have that. This is what he told Narada Muni. So when the Lord appeared as Narasimhadeva also, and Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, they all tried to go close to Narasimhadeva, but Narasimhadeva was so angry. But then they offered their prayers to Narasimhadeva, but Narasimhadeva did not accept those prayers. Finally, they sent Prahlad Maharaja, and the Lord cooled down and accepted the prayers of Prahlad Maharaja. So even Lord Shiva tried to go near to him, but it is mentioned that in the Prabhu that neither the Lord Narasimha Deva did not accept either Brahma's or Shiva's prayers. Brahma admits that, on the other hand, Narasimha Deva chastised Brahma for giving such benedictions to Hiranyakashipu, which Hiranyakashipu misused. Then Brahma also admits in the Bhagavad Bhagavatam at that time to Narada Muni that I stole the Lord's calves and cowherd boys. That is, this is the Brahman Vimohan Leela. And I committed offenses at the lotus feet of the Lord. And in spite of my offering prayers, the Lord did not accept those prayers. So I'm not a very great person, but I'm a very insignificant personality. So this is how Brahma defined himself, his position himself to Narad Muni. So from this, one can understand that Brahma is a very exalted personality because he's the creator of this universe. But sometimes they take these positions and they think themselves to be independent. And what can we take from this verse today is that many times we may be practicing devotional service. At the same time, we might also be conditioned by our past by thinking that we are all independent of the Supreme Lord. So if we don't free ourselves from this conditioned existence, one day we might also get a position of Brahma when we become qualified after maybe 100 births or whatever it may be, which is not the ultimate goal of life. Ultimate goal of life is to attain the spiritual platform by which we surrender fully to the Supreme Lord. This is what I had for the class today. If anybody has got a question or any comment, they can ask me.
Guruji, comment, I'll say that you read the Brahma-saṁhitā so fluently, Prabhuji. Very impressive and very beautifully, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. So
I
we have
also
to practice as much as you have done, and for us, it's a long way.
thank you very much, Mataji. Whatever I speak, it's by the mercy of my Guru Maharaj.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. It's so nice. Thank you.
Anybody else? Any other comments? Any other questions? If no questions or comments, I'll take the class as closed. Thank you all very much. Śrī Brahma-saṁhitā ki jai.